Hopefully you saw my video 2 days ago talking about Vic Mignogna and Broly and Johnny Young Bosch, and obviously Vic was Broly. You know what happened. He's not Broly anymore. And finally, all these months later, we now know who is the new Broly. For the English dub, of course, that is JYB, Johnny Young Bosch. Basically, what happened is this Mr. Doorknob person made claims up against JYB. JYB and others pushed back against those claims, and Mr. Doorknob deleted their account. So these tweets are gone, but I have screenshots, and they're in this document for you guys. Nice and convenient, and a little bonus at the end we'll get to. KickVic used this as an opportunity to try to smear myself and that Umbrella guy. Go figure. What KickVic doesn't realize is their smears don't work. They just get us more support than ever. That's evident with Vic, JYB, myself, for example. You guys probably noticed, but we've had more sponsors than ever, and I'm really glad that you guys are so open to having sponsors. A lot of videos on this channel get restricted, so it's very helpful, and you guys have been very nice to our sponsors. In this video, we have a new sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid has worked with a lot of YouTubers that have millions of subs, so I was a bit shocked to see that they wanted to work with little old me over here. Very surreal, very grateful. Here's what we came up with. It is a free-to-play game ranked in the top 3 RPGs on the Google Play Store, accumulating over 15 million downloads in the last 6 months, so chances are you've heard of them for good reason. It's an epic turn-based dark fantasy-style RPG where you can collect over 400 champions to customize and even build up your own bastion. More on that in just a moment. The campaign is fully voiced, which I find very impressive. Especially these days, many AAA games don't even have fully voiced campaigns. The game also has great co-op. Raid with friends in a clan, or claim glory in the PvP arena, or even defend your bastion from attacks. Raid is routinely updated with new champions every month. Wonderful progression that keeps you hooked as you unlock more of the champions. And on that note, you can progress and work towards unlocking the Arbiter, one of the best legendary champions on the game. And many of the champions, I gotta admit, are quite aesthetically pleasing. I personally enjoy the elf ladies a lot. The game's growing rapidly. Has laid out a roadmap for the next 6 months even. And I gotta say, to me, a lot of roadmaps from games are very convoluted and overly complicated, but Raids, as you can see, is very straightforward and simple, right to the point. And on the topic of being brief, Raid is great to just hop on and play for a few minutes if you want to kill some time, or of course, if you want to really grind it out, that option is there too. All that sounds pretty good, I'm sure, but there's so much more that will entertain you, and I do advise you to at least hop on and check out the elf ladies. You will not regret it. Go take a look. Go to the video description. Click on the special links, get your 50,000 silver and a free champion as part of the new player program, and start your journey. All right, welcome back. Let's get started with this document, but let me also thank you guys for your time. I know when you click one of my videos, you're not expecting to get taken to a promotional thing. So again, I'm very grateful to you guys as well for being as kind to the sponsors as you are. I really think that's awesome of you guys, and I appreciate it greatly as well. So here's what we got. Mr. Doorknob says, yikes. Heard some sketchy things about JYB himself. This is in response to the news of JYB being Broly. They add, not sure how I feel about this. And they get ratioed hard and then add this even further. I guess I set off some fans with this tweet, so I figured I'd clarify. One of the female hosts who worked with him on the old Anime TV podcast/web show he hosted complained how he would make her wear short skirts/revealing outfits to bring in views, even though she didn't want to. Now, here is JYB's response and responses. It's going to go on for a little bit. And let me just say right off the bat, I am on JYB's side with this stuff. I am. This is ridiculous what these claims are being leveled against him. But some of his responses are also a bit tacky and undesirable in my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with me, but the fact is I've criticized a number of VAs throughout 2019 for being unprofessional, and just because JYB is on the defensive end here, or whatever, however you want to put it, doesn't mean that I'm going to negate that same criticism, because then I would be a hypocrite. So let's take a look. He says, in fact, we could ask any female that was on the show, but I imagine whoever you're talking about doesn't exist. So what other story do you have? That would have been fine. That response, that's good enough. He should have left it there in my opinion. But he adds this part. Oh, I got one, but it's about your mother. So shrug, could be a rumor. Like, dude, making a your mother joke doesn't make you sound like a badass. You're talking to an anonymous Twitter user whose goal was to stir the pot, and you're just feeding them. It seems like you got baited when you added your mother joke. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Take it from me or don't. But I can tell you I've had numerous smear campaigns, numerous people insulting me throughout the year, and take my advice for what it is, I guess. You don't have to listen to me. I don't even think he's watching this video, but you guys know what I mean. So then a certain KickVic personality responds here. I redacted their information because they had tried to smear me, but they since deleted their smear attempt, so they at least made that right. So I'm going to redact their info for that because I'm glad they at least took their nonsense down. They say, I'm sorry you're dealing with ricochet drama. 20 years and not a whiff of issues speaks a lot more to your character than some misguided, baseless rumor. JYB says, I expected some drama, but not a completely fabricated story. Well, that again makes it seem like you haven't been on the internet very long. These people, KickVic and all those guys, they've been fabricating stuff about all number of people all 2019. And man, if we broaden that perspective too, it's not even a KickVic thing. People on the internet make things up. That's the nature of the internet. So there you go. He says, we shot a ton of episodes in a row. I was too busy memorizing my lines and changing my own clothes. My wife was even there for the shoot. And then, so what's weird is that JYB apparently responded twice to this Mr. Doorknob tweet. That's what it looks like, at least, which also is a bit odd. Again, let me emphasize, I am on JYB's side here, but I'm not going to be the hypocrite who doesn't criticize him with the same criticism I have for other people. So this is a bit weird. So it looks like he, as I said, made another tweet to that same tweet about the claims against him, and he says, total BS. I was cast as a host and nothing to do with wardrobe for others. Just ask those in charge of the show over at Bang Zoom. This is a complete lie and the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That was at 7:24 p.m. The Your Mother tweet was at, well, it's actually, there's no time there, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a shame. But it's weird that he would respond twice. I guess one of those tweets wasn't good enough. I'm going to assume it's the one where he put the Your Mother joke in there. He should have used that character limit a bit better if he wanted to add this to it, but maybe it's reversed. Maybe he didn't do it that way. I don't know. So then Mr. Doorknob says, if he's also a harasser, he should not be tolerated. JYB says, the only one I'm harassing is you because I'm calling you out. Go to IMDb and look up every female from anime TV. Tell me who would have said this. Go ahead, Doorknob. Let's hear it. You can't, can you? Kitty Shine shouts out. She says, I also would like to know more about this and possibly documentation further showing him to have a host. Do so if you please. JYB says, yes, please show us all. And then JYB apparently made a third response too to that same tweet. So you guys can hopefully understand like why I'm criticizing some of this, because this is weird, man. JYB, just don't respond or make your one tweet. Like don't tweet 3 times unless I boomered this, which is possible. It's Twitter and I'm not a Twitter expert. But I think this is indeed him responding to the same tweet 3 times. So then he says this, again to the same one. I have no problem if you don't like me, but to spread outlandish rumors is ridiculous. Okay. Now, this person, Doodlebug, says, do you have any, by any chance, a source to prove what you're saying is true? JYB says exactly. And while I agree with JYB, and to the same note as this one, link to the source or it doesn't exist, JYB says yep. While I agree with those yeps and those exactlys, you have to point out the irony that that's pretty much what happened to Vic Mignogna. No evidence. We've been asking for almost a year. No evidence. Nothing tangible. And then, you know, listen, JYB is not KickVic. He's not Stan with Vic. I don't think he's involved with this stuff. But it is a bit... there is some irony there when he's taking Vic's role and he's saying exactly and yep to claims without evidence, you know, people wanting evidence. But that's why he's getting that role to begin with, because Vic's not that character, because of claims without evidence. You guys see what I'm getting at. And then finally, that takes us to the smear campaign against that Umbrella guy and myself. This is a weird one. So Poison Gym Leader says, did that Umbrella guy seriously create an alt to tweet a rumor he heard about JYB, take screenshots of the tweets, then DFE? Is he really that hard up for content? Nobody in KickVic even took that bait. This is almost as much of a nothing burger as his mailbox falling over. I have zero proof of any of this, but he's the only one I'm aware of making this into a big deal, and it's in line with everything else he does, so it's the most logical conclusion. So this Twitter user says they have no evidence, but they think Tug was Mr. Doorknob, apparently, and that Tug did some sort of weird ops here or something. I don't know. I don't know who Mr. Doorknob is. I have no idea, but that's a ridiculous claim, and as you say, you have no proof of it. And then here is something that I know is a lie because it's about me, and I know what I've done or haven't done. I know what Tug probably wouldn't have done, but I'm not Tug though. But I do know for a fact this is definitely a lie. So Therese says this about me: Hero Hey did the same thing. The cynicism with these trash tubers is unreal, and she links pictures of random Twitter accounts that are not me. None of these are me. Jess Walt and Jamie Markey. I'm not Jess Walt. I'm not Jamie Markey. But I guess she's implying that I am Jess Walt. And the tweet says, like, so tired of all the fighting that's going on between KickVic and I stand with Vic. And I'm sorry, Marky Mark, for leaking this, but the truth needs to be seen. and it's some DM. Dude, I don't even think I made a video on that DM. Like, what is this nonsense? Literally lying out your ASS. This is what these people do. And this takes me full circle, and this is exactly why I wanted to make this video in the way I did. It's sort of a flowing story. It all comes back full circle. These people lie about us. They make stuff up about us, and they're so pathetic, man. They don't have any merit, so they have to do this. But it doesn't work. What does it get them? They got like 5 likes. They got like 5 likes on this, even if it had hundreds or thousands. It wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do anything. Still, our numbers are up. We're doing well. Like, your smears don't work. You think people are stupid to fall for your smears, but they're not. At least, you know, maybe the 5 people who liked it. I'm not speaking for them, but 99% of people aren't stupid enough to fall for your nonsense. The other 0.5% aren't either. They just hate us that much that they'll roll with it, and 0.5% probably is stupid enough to actually believe that. And, you know, that 1%, that half and half, those are your followers, not ours. That's all I got for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. As you can see, the smears aren't numerous, but they don't do anything. If anything, they give us content, and they're hilarious. These people, I can't imagine what it's like being the kind of person that just writes a completely fabricated story up about someone. You must be a completely miserable person to do that. So who's the real loser out there, you know? Anyways, I really appreciate the kind people who promoted my last 2 videos over on Twitter. And the Pokemon one that came out earlier this morning, that was an accident. I don't know if you guys read the pinned comment. That was a video I made like a week and a half ago, but I didn't end up releasing it because I wanted to make a newer version with more info, but I got stuck behind schedule with things. And I guess I scheduled that video to be released on December 4th randomly and not actually made it private. I don't know what happened there, but hey, thank you guys. Shouts out to Ishra, Bruno, That One, Slimy Gintama Fanboy, John, Edward, Striker, Red, Coden X, Skelly Kitty, and for the Broly video, Ishra, Ronan, Nameless Hates, Jason's Voice, Magatsuki, Blasian Domo, Akiem, Sonic Jr., Brown, The Lancaster Kid, Edvard Snow, Coden X, Christopher Arnold, Wayward Sage, Super Speed 21 YT, Decker Ramirez, Carvasu, Mario Kaiba, Andrew Edwards. Thank you all very much. And special shouts out to our patrons, channel members, and our sponsors. Thank you all very much. You guys have a great afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time.